Right behind me is the Catedral Metropolitana de Sao Paulo, one of the biggest landmarks of Praça, and one of the first things I saw when I came to Brazil 3 weeks ago. Today we're going to be talking about the historic triangle, one of the oldest parts of the city of Sao Paulo, full of history, full of ancient remnants of the past of its former imperialist colonizer, Portugal. Let me take you around downtown and we'll be exploring. I will be explaining some landmarks so when you come here to Sao Paulo, you can check them out as well. The city of Sao Paulo is a city of contrast. For example, this building, this is the first skyscraper made of reinforced concrete back in 1913. Such a beautiful architecture, and of course it's splattered with graffiti like most of Brazil. The city of Sao Paulo always flies 3 flags. We got the city flag, of course the Brazil flag, and the state flag of Sao Paulo. Right now they're flown at half-mast. I believe it's because of the death of the previous prefecture governor of Sao Paulo. I'll put his name right there. So like in the US, when a bad event happens or to commemorate a sad event, the flags are flown at half-mast.
Peca contra Deus, é idólatra, então diz que vai ser contaminado. Não, pode ser contaminado.
That guy gives the term Bible thumper a whole new meaning. Usually the preachers in the city center have a circle around them at all times, but this guy is kind of lonely today. Here we have the symbol of Sao Paulo, a woman with a torch, and here below you are the natives, you know, when the priests came and taught them Christianity or coerced them into joining. Take a look at this architecture. I mean, it's just all over the place, these gigantic buildings. This is the first Jesuit mission here in Sao Paulo. Of course, very different from the cathedral I just showed you. The building itself, very plain, very simple. You know, just a very different type of architecture. Right behind me, right here, is the Farol Santander, one of the tallest skyscrapers in Sao Paulo. If you come at night, you can go to the very top of the building and see the whole city. I did that already. It's wonderful. We also have the Martinelli Building right here, which has a better view from up there, from Santander. Both very historic places, some of the first skyscrapers here in the Sao Paulo area. Behind me is the Teatro Municipal, inspired by the Opera de Paris in France. It's almost an exact copy. Look at all this architecture. Let me show you right here. The intricate detail. Sadly, it's closed because of COVID right now, but hopefully we can see it some other day. It's one of the landmarks of the music culture here in Brazil, created back in 1913 to, you know, appease the elitist hunger for showing off. But a lot of famous musicians have come here to do their work, and it's one of the gems of downtown Brazil, downtown Sao Paulo. This little part of downtown has a lot of African-inspired shops, like you see here. Here's the African population, and it's wonderful because you can hear them speaking their language, you know, when you're around. Look at this. Look at these messes. Look at wow. They're fun people. They're fun people to be around. This is the hipster part of the city. You can tell by all the beautiful art we have here. No, you know, of course, all the graffiti in the buildings. Oi, tarde. Hey. I love when people say hi. And this is the cultural center. I mean, that's what it's called, the cultural center. You have the Galeria do Rock, the rock gallery up ahead. You know, one of the cornerstones, one of the main symbols of the counterculture that you find in this area of the historic triangle. This is the Galeria do Rock. A lot of barber shops, a lot of tattoo parlors, vinyl record stores. You know, it's all very colorful. You know, just a part of the culture, you know, here in Brazil. It's a super tall building. It goes up six stories. Take a look at this view. Beautiful. This behind me is the Igreja de Nossa Senhora de Hombre Preto. One of the most important churches here in Sao Paulo for the black community, for the African community. Since back in the 1600s, it was a church that the enslaved people used, you know, to gather. So it still holds a lot of importance for the African community here in Sao Paulo. The wonderful part about the historic district is that in terms of architecture, there is no coherence whatsoever. I mean, you got, you know, the old Portuguese buildings just mashing together with these monstrous skyscrapers, modern shops. I mean, you got a little bit of everything. It makes no sense, but it's what gives the city its flavor. You know, there's no single aesthetic to it. It's just a big mesh of stuff, and you will never get tired. You will never stop discovering a new corner, new art, and, you know, new perspective to the city. It never gets old.